The Wild Wild West.
Oh, hell yeah. Nate Jackson, dude. Making it easy for me, bro. You got the name tag on?
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right up top.
Showed up to work, bro.
Just a little narcissistic jacket. My bad.
Dude, so I saw your clip, and I think you took it down with a freaky-ass little boy.
I don't know. I think it's up.
Is it up? I couldn't find it. I was trying to show my wife.
The one that's like air eating?
Yeah, where the kid's like licking. He just keeps licking.
Air coochie? Yeah.
So that's still up. I thought it was down because after I watched it, I was like, oh, maybe he has like a tick or something.
No, he didn't have a tick.
What was he doing? He was just
a badass little kid that saw himself on the screen.
And he
same thing I would have did if I was a kid. The exact same thing. I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Literally.
Yeah, I remember he was with like an older, I guess it was his parents or grandparents.
Grandparents.
Yeah, and he was just eating. It was just like the focused thing you're talking to. I think his grandfather, and this little kid started just going. Yeah, that's pretty funny though. Either way, I'm telling you.
No, I'm doing like 2 to 3.
Oh, so it got buried.
No, it's right there. It's
the freaky ass little boy.
And freaky.
The young and freaky. That's what it was.
Right there. For sure, it's right there. People are like, somebody just randomly decided that he had Tourette's, and I was like, he super didn't. And I didn't. Somebody wrote me. They were like,
I think he did, dude.
Hey, all clips associated with Keaton are perfectly fine to post. And I was like, wait, but who's Keaton? They're like, the little boy.
Freaky ass little boy.
They had to remind me, and I was like, oh, okay, bet.
Oh, so they got the okay.
They wrote me. It was like, just so you know, it's totally okay to use the post. Yeah,
it was. I
watched it. And he was doing those little faces, but nah, man.
That's what I thought. I thought he genuinely did have like a tick.
Right, but have you also seen every other little black kid that sees himself on a screen? You know what I mean? He got one response, and he was like, "Oh, here we go." He just started wigging out.
True, I mean, dude. Look, he was there. You know, he was there, and he was licking the air, and it did like change because it was. I was watching like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And he was just licking the air, and then once you started talking about him, he started like...
He was killing.
Going on.
That's what was happening.
He was murdering.
The motherfucker had timing and everything. He was every time I had just any little gap or a pause or me taking a breath, he was like, let me fill that space. And I'm not looking at the screen. I just see the explosion. I'm like, what am I missing? I turn around, and there he is. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. He was young, too, man. He was...
He'd be like 5. I don't know how white people do that.
Yeah, when they bring like a 5-year-old out. It's like the casino. You see the casino.
Literally probably did the origin story of a comic from 2055.
True. Well, thanks for coming, bro.
No, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you for coming here. You said you're in a whirlwind.
This real bad.
Really?
Dog, I've been on the road for hella days. I could have been home right now.
I know, dude. I really appreciate that.
I left and I came back because I'm here for this.
I didn't think, I was like, when you were like
other
going.
people are like, hey, I'm in Austin for something else, and if I swing through. No, I flew my ass here from a gig to be here to do that. I wanted to do this.
I appreciate you, man.
It's a big deal.
Thank you, man.
I feel blessed to be here.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking forging a connection. I feel fucking blessed as hell. I feel more blessed.
Fuck right now,
dude. My fucking ass is wet, dude. I'm just gonna go the other way.
You see how it happens? Do you see what I'm saying?
I know. You do get freaky as hell. By the way, are you in? We're just jumping in. How freaky would you say you are? I don't give a shit. Personally,
there's a spectrum to freakiness, right?
That's what I'm saying. How freaky are? I mean, it really is. Gay is the end of it. You just get gay at the end. That's
gay
freaky.
Is the freakiest?
Yeah, it is.
But that's a new spectrum though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the tip of evolution.
So it goes straight from like, let's say 1 to 10, and then when you hit 10.1, now you're gay.
It's like the evolution moves in a spiral. It just jumps to a whole different thing.
But then there's another spectrum of gay. When they hit 10.1 on the gay scale, where do they go?
I think it's when you start like eating women and stuff, like eating their legs. I think once you're done
like
being
cannibalism?
Yes, like sexual
where's
cannibalism.
Baby oil? Just based on the recent, I just want to know where's baby?
Depends what it's like a bullet. Depends what you do with it.
A bullet?
You could just give like a bullet by themselves or like nothing. It just depends. Are you shooting somebody or
jewelry?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I think baby oil depends what you're doing.
Even
with
if you throw it as hard as you can, it's still not going to do anything.
The bullet, you're saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. It depends on your intention. So baby oil, again, you can give you like
what else would you throw as hard as you can?
Rock.
Okay. Thought you were talking about like your dick or something, but I feel so if you throw
I do throw that as hard as I can to little effect usually.
Okay. So straight freaky. Watch out. Went too far.
Yeah. exactly.
But you can't get back down into the freak. You can't once you go
Dude,
over.
people are doing it though. Milo Yiannopoulos was like a famous gay guy. He's not gay anymore.
What?
Little Nas X claims he's not gay anymore.
You can't ungay.
He sucked the devil's dick, dude. He did it.
You can't ungay.
I don't think you can either, but these guys are doing it and they're making millions.
Have you dabbled in gay?
No.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't go back.
But white guys kind of really play with that like a lot.
Yeah, we're gayer, definitely. If you have to stack us up.
For sure. Like
Although-
nut check-in and
White guys
fucking
are
got your dick. Like you guys are
we have
wild.
fun with it. We have fun with
You
it.
guys are wild.
I will say, and this could be debatable, but I feel like when black guys do become gay, they like really quantum leap into like very gay. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I think everyone's channeling the same black auntie. That's been my experience. Why is a gay person from Austin, Seattle, LA, Chicago, Germany, why do they all sound like, yes, bitch? Why do they all sound like
Even
my
gay
aunt?
white guys do it. Gay
That's what
white
I'm
guys
saying.
go. They like jump in on it too. Or I've
Every
been like,
flight.
yeah.
every
oh,
flight.
dude, yes, that's true.
Sugar, can I get you something to drink? Sugar.
Yeah, and you're like, what? Why?
Yes, Chad.
You're a 29-year-old white guy. Why are you talking?
What is going on?
I think they think just from being gay, they get to just like take the whole menu and be like, yeah, I'll be a black lady too. I'm gay. I'm fucking
Right, but nobody's like a gay old white auntie.
true.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when they want the razzle dazzle, they go
Yeah.
black auntie.
They do. Yeah, they don't just like sit at like a kitchen table quietly smoking a cigarette and
They
just being
all
like,
sound like
"Man."
Jennifer Lewis.
I don't know why. That's been a recent development.
No, it hasn't.
Really? They've been
For as long as I know,
really
channeling the same voice,
God.
same auntie, same snaps. Yes.
Yeah,
Why
they
is that?
really I don't know, dude.
You're from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You guys don't snap
Yeah, that's
unless you're calling cattle or something.
yeah, that's they need to hear about that. They need to stop that. If I see that again, if I see that happening, I'm gonna be like, because my wife, I'm not like bragging or whatever. My wife's black, so no big deal. But like, she'll get those guys fired up on the airline.
Huge deal.
It's, it's huge.
As far as deals go, what? Look, my wife's black. No big deal. Moving on. Her hands aren't though on the inside, so that's the part I
But
let her
she
touch
gets
me
them
with.
fired up.
What
If she
the
sees
fuck?
gay white guys in the airplane, she'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, and they just like
She
fucking
turns them up. She's
Manchurian
like, yes,
candidates.
bitch, look at your okay, serve it. Okay.
Exactly.
And you're
yes.
just sitting there like, oh my God.
She fires them up. They feed off each other. But I think
What are
she gives
you
them-
doing while that's happening?
I just have my headphones on, looking down, and I tell her, I'm like, yo, stop getting the gays fired up. Like,
Oh man, there's an entire Pokemon having an evolution in front of you, and you're not gonna watch that. What do you mean?
I tell her, I'm like, dude, you're getting these guys fired up.
Jigglypuff. You don't want to see that?
Have you been watching Pokemon? Because that's
When I was a kid.
that's a deep Jigglypuff song is a deep cut.
Yeah. I mean, I know stuff.
I'm watching Pokemon again right now with my
whole
kids.
thing?
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I'm watching with my kids, but
They need to do live action.
You mean like the live action movie?
I know they have like the Pikachu movie where it's like an
Yes.
old dude's voice, but I mean, like, why not the battles and stuff?
Dude, I would love that.
You know what I mean?
Pokemon, it holds up. I'm rewatching it, and I'm like, this show, I was right. The
You
show,
played the game?
yeah, played on Game Boy.
No, the one where like you have to catch them in real life on iPhones, where people were
Yes.
just like in random field, where people were getting hit by trains and shit.
I think so, dude. They also said that was like a spy app. They were like
What?
using that to like see everyone's location. Because if you had millions of people playing that, you could be like, sweet, and just zoom in anywhere in the country.
And what do you do with that information?
Just be Chinese with it. I don't know, dude. Just, fucking, just do your shit. Just
Sit there and
fucking,
squint at a monitor. Oh, we know where they all are right now. Everyone in the same place. Wow.
he thinks he has a Charizard.
Right. If we release the Charizard, we
Well,
catch them all
I
at
think
once.
I don't know, man. I guess to like,
What is the point?
I don't know. That's that kind of
That's
evasion.
why I didn't understand about the TikTok stuff either. I'm like, the fuck do they want to know about us?
Yeah, they
that we
wanna-
can do this shit all day?
Yeah,
Like, what?
Yeah, they tell Xiaoping, they're like, they're doing a soldier boy.
Right. Our rich aren't on TikTok. What do you want?
I wonder
the
how
dumbest of us have them.
I guess that gives them ability, because that would be almost just too much. If you have millions of people and you're trying to like, yeah, it would be just a bunch of people like, ugh. So yeah, I guess you're right. I kind of, I don't know what they do with that.
Send you an email?
Yeah, or try to like just see what you're up to. But yeah, you just be catching Pokemon. So
Yeah, I don't get it.
that's a good point, because I hear about that all the time, because they say we have more surveillance here in America with Ring doorbells and all of the private stuff than the whole Chinese government. But again, like,
Really?
yeah, they're saying, but it's all just privatized. through all the Ring doorbells and
That's
stuff.
interesting. Yeah, I
you
bet
can
if you
see-
had access to all of them, you could go straight.
Which people could do that, and that could be like you just set it up to where it's like, all right,
God's eye.
you don't exactly. You don't watch it all at once, but if it's like, hey, I need a see right here, right now, you can be like go through a bunch of metadata and be like, okay, we have all these
That's
phones in
enemy
that
of the
area.
state. Matter of fact, I saw when they tracked like 4 days of the guys that killed young Dolph before. They just went back and they had him for like 4 days. Like this is what he was wearing. The kid was wearing the same outfit for like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the cities now
But they
too.
use all the Ring cameras, like just tracking every move. Like they would walk out of frame and then a new camera would pick them up. Like they had them tracked.
Yeah, dude. And then cities have their own grid. So between the city's grid and the Ring doorbells, it's like you're done.
What's that show where they let people try to get away now? You seen that?
No, it was like, what do you like?
They give you like 24 hours, like run.
What?
Yeah.
And you got to like, I always wanted to do
If
that
you can stay away, you get like $1 million.
from like the police or like
The point of the show is that they're gonna look for you
they're gonna get you.
wherever, and so you think of the place that no one will ever find you, and they're like, "Come out."
What?
Yeah, we saw you on a Ring camera.
So you can like
blocks from
just
here.
ditch your phone, ditch everything, and just hide.
Yeah, but then you walk by somebody else, and you're in the background of a FaceTime video, and they got your face, or
Oh,
you
Jesus.
run a red light, and they're like, "Oh, he's going south on."
So they could just hit up all your loved ones and like investigate you basically and be like, yo, where this is.
Here's
where's
his
this
10
motherfucker?
likeliest places.
And
But
if-
it's a TV show. Like they've made it. Like people are like it's like, this is Dave. He's a wilderness expert. He's been off grid for 95 days, the longest known to man. Can he evade for 24 hours? 6 minutes in, they're like, Dave, get your ass out the truck.
And they get him.
They don't fuck around. Oh, goddamn.
He's just at his aunt's house, like, they'll never get me.
I got all these MREs. What the fuck?
What channel's that on? That sounds awesome.
I don't know. I can't even find that.
I always wanted to do, because everyone does like the 5Ks and 3Ks. I
mean
wanted
like
to do
running?
like a running race where you could, against like the police department, or that you could like simulate like live action chases where it's like, all right, we're both gonna run out of this deli. You got to catch me, and I'm gonna try to evade the police.
They got that, but it's on ESPN. It's called Tag.
I've seen that before.
So that's the same shit.
Yeah, well, that's like in like a course. I want like uniformed police officers. I want to like run out of a bank and see if they could catch me.
Well, you don't got to wait to do that.
I could do it, yeah. True.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of that, but you definitely. And yours won't even be mortal or anything.
You think they would let me go? I mean,
As long as they don't know you got a black wife, you're good.
True, yeah. Oh my, here's the plot twist. Plot twist. She used to be a cop.
See?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a little thing. It says officer's boyfriend because we weren't married then.
Police.
Yeah, true. True. But yeah, I always wanted to see if I could actually like. I mean, I
Get
ran
away?
from when I was little. Like that was like you can go to the woods and they were beat. But like,
Okay, what if it wasn't actual cops though? What if it was like you just put black shirts on some friends and you're like, all right, this is what we're gonna find out today.
that's the tag game, and that game's cool too. When they
No,
do
but
the
like
competitive tag.
it's how but it use all of downtown, and it's like
That would
we'll
be kinda
start
fun.
outside of the door of this joint, and how far of a lead do you want?
Yeah, I'd want like 10 feet.
I think that's hella.
Think that's too far?
Yeah, no, people. What if you had a block lead? You're already gone.
Yeah, but I want like the whole city group. I guess that's kind of a waste of the
This
city's
is why
resources.
they get dogs.
Yeah, true. They can drop a dog on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So no canines,
No canines, no.
no horses.
Horses are fine.
So you got a horse too?
No.
They have a horse and you're on feet.
Yeah.
You're caught right
Hit the
away.
water. Hit the water. They're fucked.
What water? You're in downtown Austin.
Hit the lake. Hit the river. I just drown myself in the river.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Then my family gets $1 million. That would be cool if you were in that show and you just jumped off a cliff, and your family never find
What
you.
would you
No
call
one
the
ever
show?
find you. No, I'm saying that show you're talking about, where if they don't find you, you get $1 million.
But
Just kill yourself.
What would you?
So you just jump off of a cliff
But
and
they're
die.
still gonna find you. Like this idiot killed himself. Here's his corpse.
Yeah, you'd have to like self-immolate. You have to burn yourself.
You have to completely get rid of yourself.
You'd have to
You
completely.
have to
get rid-
literally close yourself in a barrel of acid. Like
Your family gets $1 million.
if they could get your
And your
account
life
number out.
insurance, and they can sue the show and be like, "Yo, he's gone forever.
Yeah,
He hid so goddamn good, he's gone."
I'm sure they vet the people.
Yeah, true. Make sure they're not going to kill themselves.
Yeah, you could. This could be To Catch a Predator.
How so?
Same name.
What do you mean? Yeah, that would be
It's
funny
just
if they
plot
kept.
twist. You're like, it's not actual sexual predators. This guy's going to be a predator, and we're going to be the chasers. and then you just go.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying though. So why would they be they would be the predators, you'd be the predated.
But it's just a good name. Like people would want to watch that
True.
IP.
Or if they do catch you, then they get to, you know.
They get to do what? Which spectrum? Which spectrum?
They get to predate on you.
And we're right back.
Yeah, true. That would be it'd be so funny though to have that prime time, like almost like the Great American Chase channel where like everyone's grandmom's watching it being like,
shit.
Yeah.
Woo! You know what I mean? Golly. I mean, as far as ads go.
That was there for an ad. I'm pumped to drink it.
That shit dilated my eyes.
You're not allowed to mention extreme sports in their ads either for some reason.
Why not?
I'm like, what the fuck? That's like your guys' thing.
Who guys is?
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew.
You know when you say that.
Mountain Dew and ours.
Mountain Dew's is Mountain. I thought you were talking about me and your wife. So Mountain Dew's thing.
Why would you say that? She was an officer, dude.
Well, she's black now. She was blue before. I get what you're saying. She chose. So Mountain Dew, you can't say extreme sports?
They say that. I don't care. It's up to them. That's their problem.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they fucking sponsored extreme sports
My
for
whole
years.
life, literally, it's like you chug one of those and then hit a motorbike or skateboard or a half pipe. And they're like, you know what? Don't do that now. That's Red Bull.
I think they had too many people just like trying to do backflips on dirt bikes, and they're like, all right, we got to drop this.
Well, Red Bull's going hard. They got people doing backflips off of hot air balloons and shit.
True.
So,
yeah, Red Bull's nothing. It's
I'm
funny.
surprised they haven't been sued yet.
Red Bull's definitely been sued.
Dude,
a girl
jumped off of
just
something?
died drinking Panera's caffeinated iced tea.
No, but I mean like from somebody jumping off some shit, expecting it to give them wings.
Yeah.
That's a risky campaign.
Dude, I guarantee Red Bull's been sued 5 million times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dude, people have heart attacks.
From drinking it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, if you drink too many, there's people who have like genuinely no understanding about like
taurine,
what's in anything, and they'll just drink like, I knew people who drink like 5 rock stars a day.
Back to back?
Yeah, during the day. Like it like fucks up your kidneys and shit.
Thank God Mountain Dew doesn't do that to you. And
it's organic,
on
bro.
the healthier side
It's
of the
organic.
Thank God Mountain Dew doesn't do that.
Yeah, Red Bull, okay, 13 mil, that's nothing, bro.
What does that say?
Throughout the situation, Red Bull insisted their marketing tactics were honest and clear, rejecting any deceitful practices. However, the lawsuit was settled in 2015 when Red Bull paid customers $13 million, but maintained their marketing was not dishonest.
You can't see any of that.
Oh, because he said for not,
you can't see any of that glare?
I just ripped right through it. Nah, dude, I didn't see it until you mentioned it.
There's an angle where there's like a glare.
No, now that you mention it, I can see is you.
So the guy, the guy sued Red Bull for not growing wings and won. Damn. So you can't do that twice.
Yeah, you can't fuck around.
He won $13 million for just exploiting their thing.
Yep, that's like the dudes who like measure cereal and they're
Can we get Pepsi and be like, we haven't thought anything young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, we think we're older now. For those that think young.
I do like the Coca-Cola commercials when it's just like beautiful people just like dancing on a rooftop, and it's like, dude, they're not slamming Coca-Colas, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like a bunch of models just chugging Coca-Colas and doing salsa dancing.
Or like gorgeous athletes and models eating McRibs.
Yeah.
In traffic, nothing spills.
Yeah, you don't see that at all.
Not in real life.
I stopped eating behind the wheel. I got in a small accident one time.
What were you driving?
I was driving like just a minivan.
You were driving a minivan?
Yeah. So I think it was like my friend's, it's like a Astro or one of those things, like a Safari.
Okay. And what were you eating?
Tacos.
That's pretty aggressive for driving.
It was too much. I did have a little white wine too beforehand. So
you were drinking and driving in tacos?
I think I drank before and then I took food to go.
How come you think? You don't know?
I don't remember. I don't think I was drinking white wine.
Were you blacked out?
No, not. I was like barely buzzing. That was the problem.
But so
if I was drunker, I would.
So you were like full on driving, head sideways, eating a taco.
I was at a red light eating, and I just didn't realize to let go of the brake. I let go of the brake at the red light.
Rolled forward into traffic.
Rolled forward, bonked into a city car. It was like a city, like an L&I inspector, just bonked them. It was so light, but it was just they came out and tried to be like.
They were in the car.
Yeah. It was at a red light.
They got out the car and they're like.
They tried to be like, what? Yeah, I mean, they
what
were.
What the fuck?
They were within their right to be like, hey, what the fuck was that about?
Fucking want a taco, bro?
Yeah, I put that down. I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell happened, and they were they were like, we're going to call the cops. I'm like, come on, man, don't do that. That's crazy. You guys don't have any damage. And then they were just like, just got out of it.
So now you don't eat and drive?
No, stop.
This is a real story?
Yes. I just let go of the brake and just totally
blamed it on the brakes. Goddamn brakes went out.
I should have. But I have good I've had people hit my car multiple times in a similar situation. I was like, whatever, man, we're fine.
Yeah, if it doesn't leave a mark.
Exactly.
Or if it's fingernail polish big, so what?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wants to deal with that paperwork anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, so I let 2 people off the hook, and I think it just kind of, I had a lady fucking nail my car, but it was like a Ford Contour, and dude, they had like a steel
Why'd you
bumper.
let her go? She nailed your car.
The car was such a piece of shit, and I also
Her car or yours?
Mine.
Okay.
Mine was, it was like a different color panel, all that stuff, and I also had a guy at a wedding, and the car was like such a piece of shit, but the guy backed in and like crunched my door in.
Damn.
And I fully went after his ass, and I got more than the car was worth.
Damn.
And he was really pissed off about it. And then I felt kind of bad about that because I did definitely just pocket all that money, didn't fix the car. And then
from insurance? Yeah, but all he had to pay was a deductible. So what?
No. He don't think he wanted to go through his insurance, so he cut me a personal check for like
oh my gosh,
$1,700
for a $200 car.
And I had to, he was like kind of evading me a little bit, so I had to like call him up, and I was outside his office. I'm like, bro, I need to get my car fixed. Like, you got a fork. He was like, I know you're not fixing this fucking car. And I was like, bro, I'm fixing it right now.
My spine, please.
I didn't do that. Yeah, because I wasn't in the car. We were at like a wedding, and he backed into the car. He did fuck my door up. But
was he at the wedding too?
Yeah. He might have been having a little white wine and tacos himself.
He was part of the family?
It was like in-law, other side. You know, the 2 sides come together at the wedding.
So yes.
It wasn't blood. If it was blood, I would have let it slide, but I don't know this guy. Yeah. I don't know this fucking guy. And it was a long time ago. Now
he's on the other side of the aisle. Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm a better person now, but back then I was on, I was hungry for that paper.
I need my money.
I was like, give me my $1,700, bro.
Amazing. Yeah, I let somebody go too one time. I got bumped. It wasn't bad, but I couldn't understand him. So I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I had an old Chinese guy hit me one time.
I got all the way to Spanish 3 in school and lived in LA for 12 years. And this guy I couldn't understand, but I knew it was Spanish based.
Yeah. You could have really wrecked his life too if you're like, the cops are coming, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have called ICE. Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. That would suck to have to go back to Honduras over a fender bender.
I wonder if he was Honduran.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing.
That would fucking suck though. They just pry him away from his children and his wife.
That's
and
what I'm
send
saying.
him home.
It's like you have like a family, of a job, you're living the American dream, and then it's like, no, dude, you scratched my paint.
Right, the fuck you doing eating tacos in traffic?
Yeah, you got to go fucking back.
He's like, what's a taco?
Yeah, true. Yeah, an old Asian guy bumped me one time.
Really?
And dude, it was like we were in like neck to neck. We were just like in like gridlock traffic, and he just somehow, and I'm like watching the
He
whole
was
thing.
driving?
Yes, and I was like, there's no way he just tried to get into my lane and hit my car, and I was like, dude.
He just never saw you.
We had nowhere to go.
Or he did that thing where he expects you to stop and let him in.
Dude, we were I started laughing.
Were you parked the whole time? Like still?
We were pretty still from what I remember. I think we stopped.
But did you inch forward at all?
No, it wasn't one of those because I let people go. I'm not going to be like, no. He like came. I didn't even see him. He was behind me.
He just came from behind?
Yeah, so I think I was like.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no diddy.
The double entendres are
no
strong.
diddy, dude. I got hit by an old Asian dude. Hit me
from the back. You saw the whole thing.
That would be crazy. I think I just saw him in my mirror coming, and I was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" All of a sudden, he was just donking. I was like, "Bro."
He's like, "Wax on."
He was so funny though when he came out. He was just like an old Asian guy. It was like he got alerted. He had the exclamation mark above his head. Huh? And I was like, dude, you're too funny. You got to go. I can't hold this against you. This is so funny.
Did you get his name?
No, he was. Couldn't speak any English, and he kept being like, "Oh, not so bad, not so whatever he was trying to say." And I was just like, "Bro, you're hilarious. Just go. You guys are so fucking funny."
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's why I got blessed by the L&I guys from the city when I they could have got me. They're tied in with the whole.
So you're saying it's karma? You believe in karma?
Big time.
So you let all those other people off. So then when you slow rolled into the L&I guys and they let you off, you're like, thank God, it's because of all the people I let off.
That's just how I roll. I wasn't even thinking about the future rewards. I was just like, I've always fantasized lightly about like someone like fucking like nailing my car or something, and me just being like cool as fuck and being like, dude, I don't even care about
they're
material
L&I?
possessions. Yeah, they're
so
like
they just went to work and put in a claim.
It's a city vehicle. It's not
like,
even their. They probably fucking did. They probably
changed their fucking lives. They'll never work again.
That's, by the way, that's what cops are all after. They're all trying to get put on disability.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's crazy.
They
I've never
wanna
met. I
chase
thought
you.
construction was bad. Cops are like, they all want to go on I mean, I shouldn't say all, but I would say like 99.6%.
0.6 is so specific.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaving a couple. There's
Most
obviously
people just go 99.9. They just go all the way.
0.6. 99.9.
Wild. Like you literally left 3.3% for error, like a poll.
0.4, bro.
Yeah. Well, I took from the 0.99. So how do they get disability? Like they're chasing someone and twist an ankle?
So a cop can't sue the city per se, but yes, if they get hurt, they can go on like just basically disability and the city will cover them. So if you get hurt, you can't sue the city and get $1 million.
Right.
But if you can prove that you're hurt because of the job, you'll just carry cop benefits for the rest of your life and you can just chill.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I can't sleep and my feet hurt 100%.
Yeah, but what they will do is if you're not hurt enough, they will put you on desk duty. So if you can prove that like if you sit down at a desk, it still hurts your back. Like if you're like, oh, I can't sleep, they're like, yo, to desk duty. But if you like get fucked up and you're like, dude, sitting all day doing paperwork,
it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
My knees are locking up. My back is.
They'll fight you on it, but if you can prove it, they're like, all right, and you're done.
Do they like send people to follow you and like see you?
Probably. You probably have the same thing.
Softball, like motherfucker.
Yeah, I knew a dude who lost like a couple $100,000 playing goalie in street hockey when he had a case.
I knew a guy.
And they took pictures of him just fucking playing street hockey. His lawyer was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I knew a guy. There's a guy named Mr. Terry, and Mr. Terry, he would put his head down like that, and he would act like he had a club foot and walk. And Mr. Terry had an L&I claim open. He won, but it was a trip to see him be like, all right, y'all, I'm about to head out. God damn. And then do it when he leaves. he held that shit for like 3 months.
What was that movie where the guy at the very end was like limping and he starts walking? I forget. There was a fucking.
I have no idea.
I think so, yeah.
Is that it? That's a real thing? That's the guy. I'm just talking about Mr. Terry.
But there's a movie where, because I used to work with a guy who fucked his foot up and he would limp and we'd all laugh like, dude, I guarantee on Friday he just fucking, as soon as he gets to his car, he's like, oh, all right.
Wow.
Because he limped and I think he got like, they fucked his foot up like forever and he got like $100,000, I think. I think there's like prices. Like if you lose a finger, that's like $16,000.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, you would think so for a finger, but yeah, it's not like you don't get like 100 G's for a finger. I could be wrong. But I think there's like
different based on the finger. Like you lose a thumb.
True.
They gotta break.
You're
bread.
fucked. Yeah.
You're not even a human no more.
That's true.
It's the only thing that separates us. You're a fucking monkey again, man.
I could be wrong about that, but I think there is like a real like value thing on like your body parts for like if you lose them at work.
Is there value?
Yeah, I think a pinky's like you get like.
What do you think is the most expensive body part? A private?
Yeah, if you lose your dong, you're fucked, dude.
Because you can't even reproduce.
That's got to be $1 million. Or it might be like a deli counter. Like they got like, what's your meat?
There it is, the value of body parts.
Yeah, there we go.
Arm 124.
Yo, let's go. Stitch an arm.
It's got a blur on it.
Yeah, so assembly line worker loses a finger might receive 18 G's. I'm pretty close. Accidental death. And a dismembered insurance policy might be $5,000. What the fuck? I'd be pissed if someone paid me $5,000 for my life. Your arm would be 124.
There
124,000.
Nice
there we
list.
go. Eye 64.
Fourth finger, yeah. So your pinky finger is 6,000.
Your thumb, you do get more. You're absolutely right. 35, but 35, bro.
That's not enough to never be able to grip again.
Yeah, I mean, a thumb. Your eye's worth more than your thumb. How?
Because you can't see.
Foot's 82. Yep.
Big toe. You can't even balance without a big toe.
Yeah, dude. That's what you get. New York Workers' Compensation Board. They figured out your body parts in a dollar amount. I don't know how.
Hand is 100,000.
Yeah, 100 G's for 115 for a leg.
That's not.
Why is your arm worth more than your leg? I guess it's easier to kind of have like a peg leg. I guess.
Why is an arm worth more than a leg?
I guess you use your arms more, but if your leg, you can just stand on whatever. It doesn't even fucking matter. Get a kickstand. It's fucking.
Arm should be at the top for sure.
Yeah. Eye's nice. I wouldn't mind.
You can't even hug anymore.
That's true. Yeah. How else
you
gonna
do a push up?
Mash yourself against ladies' tits and be like, "What? I'm being nice. I'm fucking."
You can't drive a manual.
Yeah, you can't do shit really.
But with a leg, you can. You just got to get real busy.
Yeah, leg, you just peg it up. You'd be all right. But yeah, now you know.
No ear. Like, what's an ear if you lose your ear?
But I think that this is the trouble working for yourself. Yeah, losing an ear is, I don't think they even include that. But if you work for yourself and you lose your hand, you're just fucked.
This is amazing. There's no dick, nothing on there. Like, I need more body parts.
Dick's probably, like, they keep that behind the glass. That's like reserved information. They don't want people knowing. Because dick's got to be
if you get your ass blown
millions
off.
of dollars. Your ass?
Yeah.
If you blew your ass, they'd be like, here's 80 grand. Shut the fuck up.
You think so? I bet an ass is worth like 6,000.
It's got to be the least.
Like you don't even need it.
I fucking blew my ass up at the factory. They're like, dude, shut
Can you
the fuck
type
up.
in how much is an ass worth?
I think something else is going to come
It's
out.
got to be. True. What's an ass worth right now? What is ass worth right now?
Shit.
Depends on it's from a prostitute girlfriend or a wife.
A wife? Half.
Yeah, so I don't think you can. I don't think you can like really.
Somebody said, well, $20 is $20.
Because they can also, if you're talking about losing a cheek, they can pop a cheek on. That's nothing, man. You can mix and match with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you like someone somehow like again, that'd be a crazy accident to cut your ass off. That would be nuts, dude.
I feel like more people smear it off.
What do you mean?
Like a motorcycle accident
Yes,
or something.
big time.
Where they just like a pencil
Yeah.
eraser. Their
Or
ass
the mailman, they got that whole window open, man. If you fall out, you can just scrape your ass on the
gone.
fucking side.
Yeah, there's just a little smudge on the ground and
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah, true.
$6,000.
Yeah, if you lose your ass, again, it's like the problem is if you somehow destroy your asshole at work, that's where the big bucks come in.
You get the hole, they gotta pay you.
That's where
but
your
they
cheeks
can, but they got the surgery where they just snip some and bring some new hole down.
True, yeah, they pull it down. Yeah, they can cut out like half your intestines, and they're like, whatever.
We got over 100 feet.
Yeah, who was I talking to? I don't know. Someone I know had like a shit bag temporarily. They got fucked up
Because of that?
He didn't like fuck his ass up at the factory, but he had like something else going on where he's like,
And they just pulled down, gave him a new booty hole?
I think they gave him a temporary setup where he had like they like popped it on the
Colostomy
out.
bag?
Yeah, he had like the colostomy, but temporarily. So I don't know if it was for life. I don't know how the fuck they do that.
I don't know either. I know somebody that just got one.
The shit bag?
I don't know if it's a shit big. What's the one for urine? Just only pee. Is
I didn't-
that a thing?
I didn't know you could get I think it's a camelback. That's like those back. No, I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know.
Right, they drink their own piss and keep going. Shit.
I didn't know you could. I'm sure you can have one of those, but a pee bag. A pee bag wouldn't be bad. Shit bag is rugged, dude. To be out in public.
Right.
My friend has actually a ring. Well, not a ring doorbell, but he has security cameras around his house, and he's caught a dude emptying his shit bag in his driveway.
Really?
On cam, yeah.
Do you know that guy?
No, he doesn't know that guy.
What the fuck would make him do it there?
I don't
It's
know.
already in a bag. Take it somewhere
like
appropriate. It's
his
not like
house-
he had pressure on his body.
His house was in like the neighborhood's kind of fucked up, but it was like his house has like a driveway, and none of the houses have driveways.
Okay.
So people would go up there for years, and like, dude, people would fuck back there. So it was like,
Oh, we had that house.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. And like it was like, and it's right off of in Philly. There's like Lancaster Ave, and that's like Lancaster Ave is like an open area. It's like an open air like drug and prostitution market. So everyone goes. He's like a block behind. So that was like the quiet area you would
Yeah,
go
the
to like
spot.
to do shit. Yeah,
But to drop out all your shit out your bag there.
that's
wow.
disrespectful. Yeah, fucking's one thing, but he has it all on vid. He has like dudes just busting on prostitutes quickly.
What
on
do you
video.
mean? Like just little quick videos?
Yeah, well, it's just it doesn't. He has the video. It could be as long as they want,
They're
but
good at their job, man.
yeah, especially when you're standing in the driveway, you got the adrenaline pumping.
You're holding up a leg, the blood flowing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he said these
Somebody's like, I gotta pour out my shit bag.
exactly.
Hurry up.
Hurry the fuck up.
Hurry the fuck up. I gotta pour out my shit bag.
Yeah, it's like disturbing. He showed me some of the videos, and I'm like, man, that's like almost disturbing.
He should put out a series.
It would be within his right, honestly. As
My
I told
dark
him,
driveway.
I'm like, that's your. I'm like, that is your content. You could put it out. It's like shit bags, fucking. Mostly people fucking probably be the stuff people want to see.
Just got a lot. You got a lot of blurrings. A lot of blurring stuff out.
Well, I feel like if he hung up a little disclaimer, it's like, yeah, at that point
Just
you're
on
like,
the fence.
yeah, be like, we are live.
You think people don't give a shit?
Or they just don't read it. If it's nighttime, it's like you can't see that. But then it's like you're gonna go.
Man,
sue.
I remember one time in high school, I was with this girl. You ever been with a girl and you're looking for a place to fuck in a car?
Mhm.
And usually they're just going, no.
They're like, we're not doing this.
It just depending on the different spot. They're looking around like too bright,
Yeah.
too whatever. Well, this particular girl was like, make a left, right? And I was like, oh shit, you got a spot already?
Oh wow.
We pull all the way into the spot, it's dark, and then mess around or whatever. And then I get in the car and I turn on the parking lights or whatever. And right in front of the car is a sign that's like, help us stop prostitution. I was like, whoa, you took me to a spot where it's that popular that they already have a sign here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What did you like grill her on this? That's like when women have condoms.
She was
Whenever women have
embarrassed, too.
condoms on them, I'm like,
right. I don't think she knew that. I don't know, but she acted like she didn't know that was there. So we both were like, "What does that say?"
Yeah.
Holy shit! I had another time. This is completely separate. I had another time in high school where we were looking for this place and then found one. Messed around. We didn't even smash, but I think we just like petting, in high school, little finger bang action or something.
Oh yeah.
And I got out of the car to get from the driver's seat to the back seat, and somehow I dropped my phone. And I didn't know where we were because it was dark, and which sounds like a cop out, but where I'm from Lacey, Washington, and so like you can literally be on a street with hella lights and then pull off where you are the lights.
Yeah,
and so anyway, the next day in broad daylight, like we had a phone call. It's like, hey, I heard my dad on the phone, and it's like, yeah, we found this phone on our property, and this number, dad or whatever was in, so we dialed it. It's like this was when we had the LG flip phones.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, who is this? It's like, oh, this is Pastor something. It's like, bitch, you took me to a church? So, yeah, I finger banged at a church unbeknownst to me, or at least in the church parking lot. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of finger banging going on in the church parking lot, though.
I think there's more inside, but I just didn't know. I didn't know where I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to do behind the Verizon store. There was a Verizon that they just stopped construction on. So there was just an empty Verizon store. That was like my spot in high school.
There was a Les Schwab.
A what?
Les Schwab tire store.
Oh, the tire store would be decent. I used to keep a blanket and a pillow.
But they had the building, and they had they like 4 bays, and then the building ended, and then it was like an outside bay that was like completely invisible.
That's kind of a nice little carport.
Right.
Yeah, I remember
But I was with the girl, and she showed another guy. So one time I went to go back there, and there's already a car back there moving. And
occupied.
I was like,
what the fuck? You should have honked.
And I knew whose car it was, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The license plate was like Jeremy. I'm like, what the fuck?
God damn it.
God damn it. Jeremy Nelson strikes again.
Yeah, my dad called me carrying a blanket and pillow.
You might want to delete out. That's a real name.
Yeah,
that's a real
person. Blank his name.
Yeah, fuck it. He'll like it. What's up, Jeremy? I was there that night.
He was fucking, no problem.
Yeah,
I had a
graham cracker toenails.
My dad called me carrying like the blanket and pillow to my car one time. He's like, "What are you doing with that?"
I heard you say you had a blanket and pillow in your car.
He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know. If I ever have like a sleepover, I'll be like ready to roll."
Just be ready to rock.
He was just like, "All right, dude." I also had like some like landscapers. The Verizon finally went like active. And it was during the day too. I was just going nuts, and these Mexican dudes just walked out and just like came up to the car and I had to be like, yo, get out of here, guys.
This ain't the spot.
Come on, guys. I'm more. I still am more. Mountain Dew. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will have you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportion awaits. Call out my favorite flavor. I'm going to go with original today. I'm having an original kind of day today. Talk about what game/activity you'd play with friends. Should be fun, competitiveness, and social activities. Well, first, me and my friends would sit together and just all drink a responsible amount of Mountain Dew, and then we'd go to the bars to talk to the ladies. And if the ladies weren't exactly feeling us, we would just go back home and just do some bench presses and work on our physiques and try to get ourselves as ripped as possible. So next time we see the ladies, they're going to want to kiss all of us. The mountain is calling, and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew, wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do, all right? Mountain Dew! Mountain Dew! Mountain Dew! They say first impressions are important, but what about lasting impressions? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew helps give men longer lasting and stronger erections so you can perform at your very best. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part? It's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office. And I have something to say about that. It's semi-discreet, but they fucking ship it to a giant box in your house that says, have the best sex of your life.
Blue Chew. So maybe discreet the packaging a little bit more. They sent me the fucking sampler. It came to my house. My motherfucking babysitter saw it, and I had to be like, oh. Not that it matters if my babysitter thinks I can get hard or not, but it's just fucking kind of pissed me off. Anyway, guys, Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office. That's true. No awkward conversations and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. And guys, I gave you my personal tale. Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best, so discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code DRENCHED at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code DRENCHED, to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. They have an exclamation point. I'm trying to honor their exclamation points. Keeps them live. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. Another exclamation point. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Another exclamation. Jesus Christ, man. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs? Cook up hot takes with your friends and will win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. I mean, guys, you know how I feel. I fucking love real money sports action, daily money sports action fantasy platforms. Guys, come on now. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Come on now. Guys. Let's talk about True Classic right now. I mean, I genuinely like True Classics t-shirts. They have absolutely ousted the other t-shirts in my closet. They feel more. I used to wear Uniqlo, and now I do kind of look like a fat squish body in Uniqlos. They're real flowy. Anyway, I do like True Classics. They, whatever. Designed to accentuate your best features, True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest with just the right amount of room in the midsection. True Classic sells premium products at an affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. True Classics activewear becomes essential for workouts and vacations alike. Their activewear crew necks offer moisture-wicking, quick-dry, and odor control. Pair them with their super soft, stretchy joggers for all-day comfort. The holidays are here, and True Classics ultra-comfortable, perfect-fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and the men in your life. What the hell? Oh, they're talking about your brothers and stuff. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during their huge holiday sale. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/MSSP to save. That's trueclassic.com/MSSP. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. End of the year holiday cheer thanks to True Classic. Let's get back to the show.
I used to call this the magic burrito. And so what I would do is, why'd you perk up so much?
I didn't know what you're talking about. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about being ready for whatever in a car.
We're talking about fucking cars. You're talking about the magic burrito.
Check
I'm like,
it
all
out.
right, let's
Check
go.
it
Let's
out.
go.
So
Here
this
we
was
go.
what a magic burrito was, right? Like I had this whole period in my life where I was like, let me see if I can get a hand job.
For sure.
Right? And so a magic burrito was a hotel lotion wrapped in a face towel. And so I would always, that shit would be in my backpack. Like I had magic burritos.
What would you use them like a fifi, basically? What are you saying?
What's a fifi?
Like the prison pussy people make where they put like sandwich
No,
bags
no,
together?
no.
So you would just store lotion in a towel in case the hand job was
It's a hotel lotion. And then you roll it up like a blunt or whatever.
I thought you were saying you like squirt it into a towel.
No, it was still in the container.
Got you.
But if a girl was like, let me see, I'm like, I'll bet.
You would
pull out
bust
the
out.
magic burrito. I got a cloth, I got lotion, let's go. All I need is your little.
Oh, you had the whole set. You had a mobile
It's a
kit.
magic burrito.
I see what you're saying. I thought you were
I
saying
just
you
need this
squirt it-
cold, awkward hand. That's all I need.
Yeah, true.
We were young.
It's true. Yeah, they should.
I'm talking before people knew the twist at the end.
Yeah, true.
We were
It takes a woman a whole life to learn how to give a hand job properly.
Yeah.
It's-
Do you
they
remember
start
when you
off-
first got like one? You were like, wait a minute.
I thought I was getting hurt, dude. Yeah, it was the first time I got a hand job. I think it was in like grade school.
No, I don't mean like a bad one. I mean, do you remember when you got
The first time I got one that I
legit
was like, hold on. Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It was a revelation.
Right. Like, do you ever have a hand job that was like, it was better than what you had been doing to yourself before?
I'm the best, bro. I'm the best in the biz. No, I'm the best in the biz.
But there had to be a time where you weren't, where you were just doing straight shots and somebody hit you with your first double twist and you're like, oh, you can do that?
No, I'm telling you, man.
You on your own figured out you could double twist your dick.
I don't double twist. I've never double twisted.
When you were the high and tight or whatever you figured out, but you were on your own, you figured out there's levels to this shit?
I mean, I didn't realize how bad girls were until like grade school, and I was kind of like, whoa. I was like, yo, stop. Like, this hurts. They were just like trying to like upward it. And I was like, yo,
well, that's a lot of meat.
Bottom part's worthless, dude.
Please,
like,
I can't feel any of that.
Yeah,
come to the tip rather than everything are. Please.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll hold everything
I
down.
guess I'd have to say like maybe like a wishy-washy. I've been to like the wishy-washy before back when I was a young man.
What is wishy-washy?
That's like when you go in like the massage parlor and the Asian ladies like give you a bath and jerk you off.
No, I never did that.
Yeah, I wouldn't start if you haven't already done it. But the
is it addicting or something?
When you're younger, it's just like you get drunk.
Those are everywhere where I'm from.
They're fucking everywhere.
Foot spa.
They're everywhere.
Foot
everywhere.
massage.
Every time you drive around, and once you know what they are, I'm like, fuck.
It's probably too easy to just be like.
It's
I ain't doing shit. I might as well just pull off.
The problem is
kids. I'm going to the movies by myself.
Yeah. The entrance is the worst part because you got to like walk in and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, and then you're in there and then you leave and you're like, oh.
Do they know you, or is there like a process where you're like trying to not look like a cop?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of look like a cop, so I was like, I don't think they care. But
you don't think they don't even give a shit, huh?
No, not at all. They a lot of them have the FOP stickers on the outside window.
What's
they're
that?
They're paying the cops. They're like paying.
Really?
Yeah, you can be like an FOP like donor. So
okay.
I remember thinking that was kind of a wild move though. They had like FOP year after year all over the window.
Just as, hey, we donate. You guys leave us alone.
I would say. Sorry, my allergies. I think it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit.
Are you getting emotional?
I'm thinking about the wishy-washy getting emotional, dude. I mean, dude,
up.
to be fair, they like literally lay you on a table and just like dump buckets of hot water on you and just fully wash you down.
Now, this sounds like a relaxing experience.
It's definitely, if nothing else, it's a relaxing experience.
Do you think people could tell that you did it?
No, what do you mean? Like when I came out of it? I mean, your hair might be a little wet. That's kind of suspect.
But what about just like your general amount of relaxation? People
People
are like, motherfucker, you went, didn't you?
The wet hair and the smelling like lotion would have been more of a giveaway, but
not the light feet and the floating around.
No, because you kind of like come out of there like, ugh. You have to like emerge
nasty?
back into the world. It's like if you're ever like a sex shop, you gotta like walk in and walk out, and you're kind of.
Do you feel dirty?
Yeah, big time. I grew up Catholic, so it's like anything.
Did you ever get over that feeling where you walked out with your chest up?
One time, no.
Whistling?
I wish I did, but I did see a man one time who did exactly that. I was doing demolition, and we were like taking out a parking garage. So my job was to like stand on like the third floor of it and just make sure people didn't like have shit fall on them in the little alley.
Right.
And there was a wishy-washy in that alley.
What?
So I just watched people go in and out all day.
Yeah.
And like we would all fuck with them. We'd be like, yo, and they would come out, and like most people would scamper.
Right.
This one old man just looked at us and went, did a little bow.
You're
and walked
welcome.
away. And I was like, dude, you're the man. I was like, I just want to be like you when I get older.
Yeah, that confidence is that's nuts.
But yeah, then you get into it though, and then like you find out later a lot of them are like kind of like sex slaves, so that's not good.
Sex slaves?
Well, what happens is if you run one of those things, what you do is you bring girls over. You say, hey, like, you know, we have a modeling agency. You're really pretty. You bring them over from Korea, and then once they get there, you just yank their fucking paperwork, and you're like, this is what the fuck you're doing.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It doesn't seem to be what's going on, because like.
There could
cars outside are like old ass Honda Civic hatchbacks and shit. Like these are old ladies.
Yeah, well, that's the mama-san. But then it's like there's definitely a dude running that place.
Really?
Oh yeah, bro. Definitely. They're like organized crime. Yeah, you're bringing women.
What's
in.
Mama-san?
That's the head lady, the old
Like a
lady.
madam?
The madam. She gets to run it. Yeah, the mama-san.
So I know a little bit about it because Seattle's built on whorehouses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole underbelly of how Seattle.
Really?
Yeah, there was like one madam that had like 37 whorehouses. And so the entire industrial, it being built and stuff was like paid for by.
Yeah, I was reading a book recently. That's fucking awesome. I was reading a book recently and.
Type in Seattle.
Well, let's check these Yelp reviews first. Let's see.
Founded.
Yeah, I read a book. It was like set in the 1890s, and
That's not what I'm looking for. You're about to find some actual ass for sale. No, like the history of Seattle and whorehouses. Like I'd like to maybe try history.
apparently they had a huge boom out there. I think maybe that was the gold rush. I don't know.
Miss Ma or something.
First prostitutes were Native American women. Yeah, I'm sure they weren't really kind of, like, hey guys, you want a job? That might have been a kind of a coercive situation.
There was a lady, Madame Lou. Boom. Who is Madame? Right at the very bottom.
Oh man.
Click that. Madame Lou. There it is. Lou Graham, born Dorothy Georgine Emmeline Oben, was a German-born woman who became famous as a madam of a brothel that is now the Pioneer Square district of Seattle. That's shorting what she did. But they had like taxes. They had a seamstress tax. All that was just how to tax the whores.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like this city was built on.
Yeah, dude. Back
she
in
is.
those little towns, or those, they were little towns originally.
You have to type probably Madame Lou Graham.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is that?
But everyone's coming in for working on the railroad, working on in lumber, working on whatever. So people had money.
Yeah, man.
And she was cleaning up.
Well, dude, and back then too, it would like say you were just like you're a girl and your parents both died. You would be like, if you didn't have any immediate family, you'd just be fucked. So you'd just be like out, just like sitting there, and someone would scoop
can
you
we
up.
click that one right there that says she got arrested by a rookie cop that didn't know?
Oh,
The left one and the red. Yeah. What does that say? It just looks interesting.
oh shit.
She was so influential that she had all charges cleared and had the police commissioner fired.
Yeah, dude.
Do you know how much pussy you have to sell that if you get arrested, you can get the commissioner fired?
Yeah, and also she probably had the DOS on all those guys. So she was like,
Yeah,
she called the mayor and was like,
for sure. She's got the Diddy list.
she did. She did
For sure. She's untouchable. That rookie cop fucked up.
Yeah, that was probably crazy. 1890s hitting like whorehouses and shit in a new, like in a wild western town. That must have been insane.
Right.
But yeah, they
But
really.
it's not like they had tapes and videos on people. Like that lady's word was bond. Like she could just lie on you and it's a wrap for you.
True. Or it'd be like, you might have had a guy in there, like a mayor, get like rough with like a younger girl, and it's like, all it would take would be like, yeah, that guy's a piece of shit, and everyone would believe it.
Believe her for sure.
For sure.
Right.
And they could be like, I'm
a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
True. Or it could be like, he has a mole on his ass, I can prove it. And the mayor would be like, fuck, dude.
His wife would know. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, Henry. She knew that you had a piece of your asshole removed and a new ass put on.
Dude, I was reading another book, and it was like this, it was like, I think Korean War. And they got stationed in Germany. And they would have like their cigarettes. It was like this Irish immigrant guy who came to America, and he joined the Korean War. So like all the American soldiers were over in Germany, and they would have to drive like the laundry back and forth. But on the road, they would stop at refugee camps and trade like coffee and cigarettes to like starving like refugees, like Eastern European women,
right?
And just fuck them.
What?
In like a hovel. It was like, I was reading this like, God, that's ruthless, dude.
Just
back then,
hovel?
just like a shitty like makeshift like tent set up. And they would just like go back there and just like get blown by like starving women for cigarettes and be like, nice.
Oh, they were giving them cigarettes for the head?
Yeah. And like head or just fuck them and just be like, nice. And it was like, he was like explaining it. He's like, they were freezing cold and like dirty and like starving. And I was like, oh, bro.
Like,
that's horny.
Can of beans.
Yeah. That's pretty horny, dude. Back then, dudes were like fucked up how horny they were.
Yeah. But like, they got to have a pretty good skill set.
Yeah. The guy did say he came pretty quickly.
In a sex tent.
Especially survival mode. Yeah.
Right. And you got to hurry up before your laundry's done.
Yeah. True. Well, funny enough, the laundry was being done in Dachau.
What's Dachau?
It's like one of the concentration camps.
Oh.
So World War II had like just happened. So it was pretty fresh when they like were like exterminating Jewish people. And that was like it was like, Dachau and whatever the
I always heard of Auschwitz.
Auschwitz. That was the big one. But there was a couple other ones.
Okay.
Auschwitz gets, kind of it's the most famous one. People talk about that. But yeah, he had to go to Dachau, and like he was with a Jewish guy, and they like pulled up on it, and he was like, oh shit. And the guy like completely freaked out.
Just from being back at the same place?
I think his parents were there or something. I think like, cause back then, I think your family would just get wiped. Like if you're a Jewish dude, yeah, you would lose like your whole family would just get like obliterated.
Well, I mean, you mean just like during
World War II. But the Korean War, when was the Korean War, Josh? I think it was pretty shortly after.
1950s.
Yeah, it was like pretty shortly after World War II.
I don't know anything about the Korean War.
Me either.
Other than recently on like TikTok and Instagram, they're saying that the Korean War and all the black soldiers going over there is how Koreans learn how to make such good fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That could be because they love fried
No,
chicken.
that's
Dude.
literally
That's
like the recipes from like Louisiana, the way
Yeah.
they do it.
whoa.
It was 1950 to 53.
Damn,
they
dude.
learned from the black soldiers.
Because dude, I used to work for a Korean guy, and they love fried chicken, dude.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's kind of
They learned how to fry chicken from the black soldiers.
Damn.
There it is. How to.
I didn't. That's fucking nuts. And they came over there and like, all right, we're gonna. Yes, African American soldiers stationed in Korea during the Korean War. Most likely taught Korean soldiers. Okay, sick, man.
That they shared the barracks with.
Damn, dude. Then they came over. They all came over shortly after, set up the shops.
And made beautiful children.
It's true.
Where
That
I'm
was-
from, there's a lot of like black and Korean couples and white and Korean couples, and man, the black and Korean girls are stunning.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that Kimora Lee look,
Blazian was like mythologically hot back in like the early.
or even like white nation, like Janae Aiko or whatever. I don't know. Is she white nation?
Yeah, she's black. Asian,
See,
yeah.
I'm hooked.
Yeah,
That is a
it's-
whole look. Just pull up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
literally the hottest combination by far. And
Oh.
they got a couple. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. True.
No, it's an Asian lady with a black attitude.
Depends how it goes. Depends
Take
how
off
hot
your
she.
motherfucking shoes.
It depends how hot she is. It depends how hot she is.
Chopstick, fuck you.
Yeah, I think the hotter they are, they go either way. If they're kind of beat, they'll like present pretty age. If they get hot, they're just like, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go.
So the hotter they are, the blacker they act? Wow.
That's my theory. I don't know. That's my
I can
theory.
see it.
I would. What the hell? I'm not bringing anyone a glass of water. If I'm a fucking
I
Blazian
think it's
10,
more,
like,
I think it's like based on what city they're in.
true. I mean, that's probably more.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's black and Korean girls in Korea. They're not all here.
Yeah, true.
And they don't act like that.
No, not at all. But I was just making a joke. But but no, I dated a Blazian girl.
What was the joke? I missed it.
I was just saying, if they're hotter, it's like, why would they be like meek and humble like typically Asians are? You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking funny. And I'm sorry I missed it.
That's okay. It's totally fine.
No,
It's totally
it's
fine.
worth going back to get. Asians are really like harugi, you know, but not, they're like
Dude,
harugi, motherfucker.
No, to
'cause they
be
bad.
to be honest though, I
get
dated
it.
a girl who was half black and half Asian years ago, and like, dude,
Was she
like,
a cop too?
no, she was not a cop. She was a fucking doctor. Actually, she was studying to be a doctor.
Of course.
I only deal with women of magnets of industry. There's big leader titans in the industries. But I would like be sitting there like drinking water, and like my water cup would get low, and like not even like making a big stink about it. She would like pick it up real quick, fill it back, and set it back down. I was just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
The hell is
Like
this?
this is part of what I do.
That was just a setup. It was just like, oh shit, your water's low. Let me go get that and fill that back up. And I was like, man,
Culturally.
yeah, exactly. The hospital. I asked her, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? And she's like, it's just been drilled into my head.
I could see that. I have a homegirl that's Guamanian, and she's similar too.
What is she?
Guamanian.
Oh, Guamanian.
Chamorro.
Gotcha.
Yeah, from Guam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very service
Service-oriented.
of their husbands oriented.
I know it's fucking, not the worst thing in the world.
I think it's pretty damn cool, to be honest with you.
So what are your aspirations in the romantic sense? Are you bachelor for life, or do you have kids? Are
No,
you married?
man, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I'm single right now. I want all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you travel. You're saying you're on the road
It
a
ain't
lot.
even that. It's like now things have really taken off. Like
True.
it's been in 2 years. Like to give perspective, like I went from not having TikTok or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to like, do you know my whole little origin story?
No. Tell me.
So, I own the biggest black-owned comedy club.
I
in
did see
America
that. I
in
did see
Tacoma,
that.
Washington. It's called Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club.
Sure.
Okay, I did Wildin' Out and a bunch of stuff like that. A friend of mine told me to get on TikTok because he was having success on there, and I was like, "Come on, dude! Like, who needs another app?" And he's like, "Go to my page, screenshot it, come back the next day, and compare, and tell me if you still don't want to be on there." And I went and looked, and I was like, "That's ridiculous growth in one day."
Yeah.
And so I got on TikTok, like posting the stuff that wasn't jokes.
Yeah.
That wasn't material, right? That ended up being crowd work or whatever. That's Matt Rife telling me to do. We were
For
boys.
sure, for sure.
He not consistently was my feature, but we had like some gigs before, like he was that.
Oh, so that was the Rife man being like, bro.
Yeah, that was Matt saying like, "Yo, get
Gotcha.
in here." And then I
Yeah.
did it, and then shit went crazy, and so now I got like 3.8 million or something like on TikTok.
Damn.
And so my road manager was telling me the other day, he was like, "Dude, that's like 1 in every 97 Americans are following you."
Oh,
right?
fuck. Yeah.
So dating has changed
Yeah.
because if they don't know who I am, somebody's like, "Oh my God, bitch,"
I've seen him on TikTok.
or a waiter's like, "Sir,
Yeah.
can we get a selfie?"
yeah.
Like, and so then it affects the dynamic of just
When
getting
you're
to know
dating
somebody.
and that happens, it's the best because then a girl's like,
Is it
they like
though?
that. Why? What's the downside?
I mean, there's plenty of downside. Like they're not even being who they are anymore. They're like, "Oh, caught a whale."
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, sugar.
I didn't think about that. I'm just thinking about coming. Yeah, that's true. If you're trying to life building, that is
And
tough.
that's another thing,
It's tough.
right? Before they knew that, like coming was an option.
Yeah.
Now they know that. They're like, "Oh, let's see how I can string this out." Women do that. They'll give you pussy faster if they don't think you're an actual contender for their heart for real.
I could see that.
That's the new thing. You've been married a while.
Yeah.
So the new thing is if a girl thinks she has no real future with you, but she's attracted, she will smash you. But if she likes you, now she's
She'll
going to
wait.
yeah, she'll wait. She'll string you along forever. Cause you know what I mean? Let's
She
build a
doesn't-
friendship first. And let's this and
Yeah.
this. And you're doing all that being patient. Meanwhile, that same guy that has no potential with it is like, it was cool.
Have you ever done that though? Has anyone ever just like sat and just like not smashed and built like a genuine friendship? on,
No.
like-
Well, he said he has.
What do you do though? You're just like, hey,
Legos.
let's wrestle. I guess,
Right.
buddy.
Have a shitload of wet dreams.
Yeah, I feel like I always am like, man, I wish I did that. I was with my wife luckily when like, we were on like an air mattress, so it wasn't like,
So you guys you got it out the mud together.
yeah, so that was kind of nice.
Right.
But, the woman you said you were gonna have sex with behind my back on a camera.
The cop? A cop on an air mattress?
That's like really
that
mean. That was
sounds
like
made
really
up
mean of me
anyway.
to say that. But no, dude, yeah, we met before that. So yeah, I couldn't imagine if it was like, it would be kind of weird. But then it's like, what is even the problem with that? That's like being a lady with big tits, being like, you just like me because of my big tits. It's like, well, that helps, but it's also,
No, and I swear to God, I've had this conversation many times, but it's like, who wants a cupcake with no sprinkles? Like, let's appreciate it for every part of it.
yeah.
No, they're like a bag of M&Ms, and they come to you pulling one of the colors out, being like, let's appreciate all the other colors first, so then I know. Like, well, no, I like the yellow ones too.
Yeah.
Most men are like, if I'm dating a girl or getting serious with a girl, I want access to the whole girl.
Yeah.
Let's talk mind, body, spirit, ass, all that shit. If
Sure.
they're serious,
Yeah.
right? And so what's happened now is there's dudes that have acted or taken advantage of that. So then they build a wall around it, and now they're giving up the pussy last. And unfortunately, it's like your only barometer for telling if a girl truly likes you.
Is, yeah,
Right.
she gives you the pussy.
Otherwise, because she can act like that. And
Yeah.
then the girls are also like, you can get pussy anywhere. Let's build the other stuff first. So it creates this weird circle of just like,
It does. And you're both
of
open.
pain.
Oh, that's the problem too. You're both open to, if you're online dating, it's like there's just people who like they have been talking to or you have been or hitting you up and you got to be like, oh, actually, and it's like,
everybody got somebody, a floater, an ex, a next.
that,
the
yeah,
last.
that's a practice. They say it's called cushioning that women do where they'll keep like communications going with like 4 or 5 dudes.
I call it vine swinging.
Yeah, it's some fucking bullshit, man. That's something I was never a fan of. Like, they're just my friend. I'm like, you don't have any fucking friends, dude. It's
They
just
have
me.
a whole column of guys that they would marry. You ever been over there? Then they got a column of like, they run their dating life like a game of fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, true.
Legitimately.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I was always more of a boyfriend type. I wish I was more of like the mysterious kind of sexy
I
intruder
got a
who come
friend
through
that's
and be
the
like,
one
yeah.
that always the one that they fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just can't get a girl to like love me for real.
Yeah.
That's his
yeah.
whole thing.
He's just-
Gorgeous dude. And he just got to the point where he'd had enough. Like he'd slayed enough and he was like, I want a family.
Yeah.
And every woman is like, ooh.
Yeah.
And he's like, calm down. Can we just
Yeah.
talk?
We
We
chill.
could talk. They're all tracing his lips. He's like, God damn it.
Are you still talking about Matt Rife?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about a whole nother dude. But I bet Matt goes through that same shit, right? That jawline.
Yeah, he's a very
Yeah.
and once that like catches on too. Once like enough women are like, oh my God, he's so hot. The rest of the hive mind kicks in. They're like, I want to suck his dick too. And you're like, well, hold on.
Yeah, I can see it, I guess. I mean, I'm not into dudes, but he has a jawline. I think that's a feature that they
Yeah.
like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know?
The money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is tough. I never thought about the kind of like, yeah, if you once you're like kind of doing well, then you have to kind of like try to pick, and then we have to pick someone who's.
They just told me there's a dating app.
I heard about this.
Raya?
I've heard about
Does that
it.
sound right?
Yeah, it's like an elite dating app kind of like
Yeah,
if
so
you're.
like it's like so everyone's not overreacting at who they see on there. Like
How do you even do that though?
apparently you sign up like one of those private Facebook groups where you got to like answer the questions and they vet you and then they let you in.
Oh, really?
That's how. I mean, how else would a police chief date? How else would a attorney date? How else would
So it goes. It's like it goes.
a
Even if
brand
you're,
new Detroit Lion in the Detroit market?
that's
like,
my question. How hard do you have to be balling? Like if you're like if you're like a basic,
I
I
don't
feel like
know
a
if
start
it's
out.
a bread thing, but it's got to be a notability thing, right? Like a weather woman is in there.
Right on. Should be, yeah.
She's on TV every day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's not making the same kind of money as.
But
that.
yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, so they told me it was called Raya. But
Someone just literally told me about this. They were
Elite Singles apparently is one.
yeah.
But my there you go. How do you get on Raya? My users sign up by inputting basic information about themselves.
Oh, they probably check your follower count and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, my boy was like, "You're gonna have to get on Raya, dude."
Damn. But then it's like, I don't know.
I'm not even a celebrity like that, but
You might be married. I think you're still Ray material.
I do
dude.
get I do get stopped though in real life. Like
Well, how
I
hard?
exiting the Austin airport just now. Like you know how you go at that last checkpoint? They're like, "There's if you go past here, you can't come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in." Where there's two ladies sitting right there. And one was like, "Shut the fuck up!" You know what I'm saying? Let's get a picture, sugar. So we took a picture and everything. And
Yeah.
she's like, "We are fans." So
That's cool.
Yeah, but like, how do you date? If I'm on a date and that lady walks by, shut the fuck up.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean, like I'm like,
It is having online notability or notoriety is like a blazing sword in the online dating scene. I like got to test this theory out back when I was dating online. So I had like a regular profile, I was like, I was kicking around, regular dude doing stand up, and then my friends did like a web series and it had like Comedy Central. So then I got a picture. I had like a small role in it, so I got to put a picture on my dating app of me with the Comedy Central logo.
forget about it.
Bro. It wasn't even right. I should have done it. I mean, it was kind of some bullshit on my part because I had like a
Forget about
2-second thing on a web series, but people see that and they go TV,
Yeah,
and the messages came in way faster.
I tried to do Tinder, I think it was, and so where I'm from, my show, it was a show before it was a club, super funny comedy show, and we had this backdrop or like we had a photographer, Scott Payton took immaculate pictures and he did it for like 4 years. So you could like just get dressed up as possible and at the end of the show be like, Scott, and he would just literally be taking headshots of people.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
So when I got on the dating site, like 99.6% of the bitches, okay,
Yeah, you saw it.
were Scott Payton pictures. It's like from my show. You know what I mean? You can just reckon, you know what I mean? So I was like, I can't get on the app. Everybody's literally taking pictures for my show.
Yeah. I mean, I was a pig. I had no problem just utilizing that to my advantage.
But they wouldn't pick me. I don't know what it was. I'd be on like they would assume because I'm the guy that has the show and the star of the show or whatever.
Yeah.
That I'm slaying. So they would pick like my band members that were sitting behind me, or they would pick the comic that's in town, or they would pick like it was like my homies were like, dog, I'm crushing. I had a homeboy. I'm not even gonna say his name because I think he's about to get married. But anyway, he was like. I just saw him on the road in Greensboro, and he was like, dude, I used to slay off saying I know you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. We'd be like, you want to meet Nate? I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah. Like, if they kind of liked us, like, we would say that, and it was a wrap.
Yeah, and you can totally. I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying. It is tough because it's like if you genuinely want to have a family, you have to like somehow do the opposite of
I don't
that
know
line
how.
of thinking.
And also, there's a certain type of woman that it will take,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, a woman has to sign up for a man that is like truly trying to go get it, and she may not be his number one priority at all times.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a normal, like this, she got to be raised away or have like a certain upbringing or be around industry before or have try to chase it on, like some sort of a proximity to the game to be like, this is a good guy and this is what he does. So if they're like, and that's not on the app, that's not a thing. Like, so the women that fit that profile, like they have to have had some sort of history with somebody to be like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. They're saying
you
like
can't be their first rodeo. That's a comic. There's no earthly way. Not if you popped. There's no way.
Yeah, it's
you're
tough.
gone. You're 38 weeks. You're out of there.
You're gone all the time.
The money's insane, but you're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. They don't like that at all.
It's like pick some dates and come with me. Let's do that part. And then it's like, but you're still working.
Dude, it's nothing worse. My wife does that. She's like, we'll just like go out to dinner before the show. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going out to dinner before the show. I don't want to talk. I just want to chill.
And we got to sacrifice and go. Now we're sitting in Fuddruckers like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck.
And people are like, excuse me, can I have a picture? You're like, I'm just trying to with my family here. No, so it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not like to the point where I feel like cursed by it or nothing, but I could see where it's like,
I just let it rip, man. I was let it, but that's the thing too.
Then saying, like, imagine like who's a super known face, like that person trying to date, like they have to struggle, like
it's always there.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's one of those things. Yeah, it is. It's always there where it's like, do you like me for me or for
Joey from Friends? Like in real life, is just like, I just want to meet a girl that appreciates me for who I am.
Yeah,
she's like, shut up, Joey.
Yeah,
it's not my real name.
Luckily for me, I'm always just kind of like. I've always like whatever, and it was again. I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff because we met. Yeah, we met.
You said you met on air mattresses.
Yeah, but I always do rub my like what little success I have in her face at every moment. I'm like, dude, how you like me now? She's like, shut the fuck up. It is funny though because when you get recognized when you're dating, it's like, yes, dude, I'm definitely getting pussy tonight. Now like it'll happen with my wife, and I used to even like rub that in her face, and now she's like me into it. She's like, whatever. She's like, yeah, here, I'll take a picture. So before I'd be able to be
I'm
like,
not even to that point. Like if I'm with. Let's say I'm with friends, and this is my new pet peeve. I'll just share it. It may not even fit where we're at in the conversation, but this is my new pet peeve. Mm-hmm. If I'm with friends, or really it's my own like road, like my openers or videographer or road manager, somebody will like not know who we are. Like, why do I recognize him? And they're like, you don't know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who that is? Oh, my God. We are on tour. That's the
so
Nate Jack. And I'm like, I was just trying to fucking eat some sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. I was cool. I was flying under the radar for just a second.
My wife does that. She'll blow my spot up all the time, and like they like don't even care. The internet, the way it is like people like see you like, oh my god, and then some people are like,
or nothing. Yeah. It's all or nothing. Yeah.
So my wife will just be like, oh, well, actually, my husband's a comedian, and I'm like, bro, will you please stop doing that?
Yeah, it's weird to sell it.
I don't want that. And she's like, I'm just so proud, but I'm like, don't do that.
She says she's proud.
Yeah, which is
I know
nice.
they do it because they're proud of their role, like what we do together. You know what I mean? Because we're building a thing, and there's such inclusivity and you know. Well, we're really building a thing, and so I know they're proud of it. But I'm like, well, just let me just.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, that's.
Which is weird because I rarely even wear this jacket.
But here I am, like,
I don't even want to be who I am. Like, but I really, you know what I'm saying?
But no, it is weird because it's one of those things. Like if you were like a dentist and you had 40 fucking dental practices and you're making millions of dollars. People won't freak out like that. There's something about show business that like rocks people to their core.
And I'll go a step further and say, yes, for sure. But then the social media, like it's a whole, because they're taking a shit and holding you like this.
Yeah.
Some people are like, dude, I got your stuff on autoplay on my TV. I don't even watch TV anymore. Or I got like the amount of connection is nuts. Like, I got out of a Uber 2 hours before my show where my assistant and merch manager was late and I had to bring in a crate. And this husband pulled up with his wife. They were looking for parking at that moment. The wife jumped out the car, Nate! Runs around the front of the car and beeline straight to me. I'm like, shit. And I drop the thing and I just book it, right? And she chases me and there's like this light post. I grab the light post and do like, you know how you can spin around and I do that and I ricochet back the other way. Her husband gets out the car. He's like, she's a fan. She loves you, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I get all that. Well, fuck that. Like I'm playing now.
Yeah, you're fucking
But
right,
she's like, all right, can we just get a picture? I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's always awkward.
And the husband's like, yeah, say cheat. Like while the love of his life is like,
dude, that's the most uncomfortable possible when it's like.
For what role though? Her, him, or me?
You and him, I would say. I think she's having a great
I probably
time.
would say him the most.
Yeah, probably. I've like, yeah, sometimes in the pictures you'll feel like just someone mashed their tits into you and you're like, yo, get off me, dude. Your fucking husband's saying
this happened to me in
I might start being like, get off of me, ma'am. Get off of me.
Back the fuck up. No,
I'll take a picture of you too.
That was in Austin. Was it in Austin? Yes, this was here in Austin, the Moody. And so 2 days ago. And this lady came up and her collar was all smushed inside of itself. Right?
Yeah.
And she had a meet and greet and we were, take a picture. And I was like, well, hold on, your collar's not fixed. And I went to go, I was like, well, do you have a husband or anything like that? And she's like, oh, yeah, he's not here. I was like, well, let's just fix your collar. Right? So, fix her collar. And then, like, it's still stuck. Her purse is like cutting a titty off. I'm like, so I grabbed the strap. I'm like, let's move that, fix that. All right, we're ready. You ready? She's like, I'm ready. I'm like, cool. We take the picture and then she walks forward to like the exit because the entrance and exit separate. And she's like, oh yeah, and that's my husband. I'm like, what? And this big ass light skinned dude's like, yeah, man. I'm like, she said you weren't here, bro. He's like, no, it's all good. I heard her do this shit. She be doing this kind of shit in public, fucking around. Like, I feel like a dickhead for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But she literally was like, he's not here.
But again, if you were just like, yeah, I own fucking 47, Carabas, and people, they don't give a fuck. It's
they
like,
wouldn't know.
If your image gets plastered onto a screen, it like deifies people, and they think it's like a big deal, and it's like,
I'll say they do know, but it's not like, it's different. Like people know at their church because they like tithe and they're like, oh, he balling, or they know at Rotary or wherever like,
true,
it's a meeting of those kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is just different. So I don't know how in the hell I'm gonna date. You got lucky.
Yeah.
Got in there beforehand and all that, but I don't know, And I never thought this was an offshoot of what.
What I was asking you, yeah.
No, I'm saying of fame. Like I wanted, this was always the put. I was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get after it. And now it's like, God damn, I can't find a woman that just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they say that, or they'll say, hopefully, but like,
well, they'll burn out.
I want to meet you. I'm like, you are meeting me. No, but like the you that's not like this separate from the comic.
They'll say that?
I'm what I do. I've been doing this for 20 years. I am what I do now. I'm a comic. Like you can't say like, well, who do you think you're meeting? And then they'll say my government name. Like I want to meet Nathaniel. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
No one's called me that since Little League baseball.
And then you're supposed to like,
you know what I'm saying?
And then you're supposed to be like, well, let's just be buddies. After you said that, it's like, dude,
I don't even know what it is. Or here's another thing. So check how awkward this shit is. So there's another Nate Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody Googles himself, there's probably another your name somewhere.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, well, there's two for me. There's a white guy that plays guitar. And so I would say like year 5 of my career, I was in the #1 spot on Google past
You were
him.
battling the other Nate Jacksons?
At first.
That's sick.
And then, so there was a backup tight end third stringer for the Denver Broncos that wrote a book about smoking weed and playing football.
Sick.
And as soon as the book dropped, he ricocheted into the first.
He overtook you.
Dropped me back like 5 pages.
No, dude.
Yeah. Right. But now I'm back in the #1 spot. Just whatever. Like
sure.
But I'm on a date, and it'll happen every now and then where somebody's like, how long did you play for the Broncos? Because they Googled, and I didn't play in the league, right? But it still comes up if you search sometimes. Like, if you just type Nate Jackson, but if you type comedian Nate Jackson, it's all of me. But
sure.
So I was on a date, and the girl was like, what was it like playing for the Broncos? And the only place on earth that it says that is Google. So I'm like, you Google me?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's weird.
Yeah, it is fucking weird. But no, actually, for women, it makes sense, though, because they got to do, like, a thorough investigation to make sure, like, you're not going to kill them. So they all do that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not a guy she met in passing. Like, she was at a show, and there we are at a dinner, and she's like, "How long did you play for?" Like, you went further to Google and ask. I'm like,
yeah, you should have been like, it's pretty hard.
couple years. Elway was a motherfucker. Like,
I did always get a kick out. I had friends that would like completely lie to women. And that was like their move. They'd be like I was like, it was like years and years ago. But I've had friends that'd be like, yeah, man, like we were like younger, like, yeah, like I own a business, so, like, we work together, and I'd be sitting there like,
it's all a fallacy.
you don't own a fucking business, but I'm like,
Hilarious.
that was always a wild move.
Yeah, I remember I was in the movies, and one of my there was like a scene where like the guy had like a lot of game, and my homeboy out loud was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use that," but it blew my mind at the time. I was like, "Wait, what? You can procure game from just mimicking this kind of shit?"
It definitely is.
I didn't know that. I was like, "You got to be who you are." He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be who he was. He was fucking in that movie.
It's a good move.
You're with that?
No, I would never lie like that. I always felt weird being like, because then it's like they're gonna find out eventually. But like I had friends that would just like cook up these wild
Whole
lies.
lies.
And I'd be like,
We used to come out
one
the club,
time,
my boy would sit on the hood of other people's cars and shit, like it was his.
yeah, one time I did tell a girl I was visiting LaSalle, and I just like told this girl that I played, I think like soccer or football for some reason. I think
Really?
somebody said that about me, just fucking with her, and I was like, yeah, I play football. And I think we made out because of that. So that's on me. That's my bad. But I was hammered. I don't remember. But I do remember I stole football
I
valor
almost
once.
got a hand job in college for saying I was a Seahawk.
What?
So they did their spring training in Cheney, Washington at Eastern Washington University where I was a student. And so they would offer you to stay over the summer and like help the preseason stuff. And all you're doing is just like bringing them water and making sure the cones and stuff are set out. And
For sure.
showing them around town or whatever. But like, it's a small, rural, populous town. Like, as a black man, like, it's not a far jump for someone to assume you're in town during the summer because you're
Right
a
on.
Seahawk.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I was like, yeah, I am. I was signing autographs.
As a Seahawk?
My name, Nate Jackson, number 67 or whatever. Like, how much for an autograph? I'm like, well, I don't know, $5, something for a
Yeah, I
sandwich.
got you. No problem.
Yeah, I must have
Damn.
made $15 and signed a couple footballs.
And almost got a hand job. That's not bad.
Yeah, but I didn't sign it to say, oh, I wasn't like emulating that just cause. Like, it was like this most innocent little kid that was like, can you sign my ball? And I was like, fuck it, kid.
Yeah, here,
You know
I'm
what
not
I'm
going to
saying?
explain this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then not only that, 60% of the people that are out there playing that are Seahawks won't be in 3 weeks anyway. It's just-
Yeah, true.
you know what I'm saying? They're not making cut
And he
lists.
Googles it, and he's like, holy fuck, dude. He played for the Broncos, but I got him.
Exactly. And he's hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
Well, dude, we're at an hour, man. Thanks for doing this, bro. That's crazy you flew in. I really appreciate that, man. For real.
No, I
It's
appreciate
awesome.
you for having me, man. I hope that one that we're friends now,
Friends.
and then two that the avid people that watch this can appreciate this dynamic that we have. You
For
know,
sure.
this was fun and organic.
It's awesome, bro. Yeah, you're the
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah, dude.
I hope it splashes and hits well. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
gonna be somebody like, who's this fucking fat black dude? But there's also somebody else that's like, oh my fucking God.
Exactly.
So I want more of that.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
I
what I'm
need
talking
more of
about.
that.
I just
Yeah,
want
and
people
so-
having a good time, man.
Yeah, and so you're invited. Come to my club.
Dude, please, that'd be sick.
For sure. And yeah, I give healthy deals. I want you to eat what you kill.
Okay.
You know
Hell
what
yeah.
I mean? And we're at it's in Tacoma, Washington, so we're like 30 minutes south of Seattle.
Right on.
And there's another club in town called the Tacoma Comedy Club.
I did that one once.
They're cool, no hate, but we're the other club. We're
For sure.
bigger and nicer and newer.
Nice.
And but you can still go there. And obviously, I'm a comic, so I'm like, feed your family. I give
Yeah,
a
do
shit.
whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, but this is me inviting you to.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, once
Yeah.
I get a new hour, dude, I'll swing there.
Yeah, or
Fuck
even
Tacoma.
or even if you're working it.
Fuck
You know what
Tacoma,
I'm
dude. I'm not even worried about what's it called? The Tacoma Comedy Club?
I don't want you to say.
I'm
Fuck
kidding.
'em.
I'm fucking around. They were nice. They were very
I
nice.
don't want you to say fuck them.
I know. I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
fuck 'em,
kidding.
no.
But no, they could use another.
No, fuck them. So.
They were very nice, actually, but still.
Oh, they're cool, man.
It's just fun to say that kind
No,
of
the
stuff.
owner, as we used to, he's a stand-up originally. So
Was he
we used to
really?
always work too. Yeah.
Oh,
Adam R.
nice.
West, funny guy.
Nice.
And so no, I'm not knocking.
Yeah,
what he's
I'm
doing.
purely
It's hard to
fucking
run a
around.
club, man. So anybody that's doing it, I'm like, dog, I appreciation and respect. Even if
Yeah.
you're all the competition. it's
Oh,
like,
why don't you just have sex with one of your waitresses at your club?
That's hell no. Jesus Christ. Frankly, you shouldn't fuck anybody that works for you. You know what I mean? If people found out about you too, too. Sheesh.
Yeah, we got to get back to 69, and actually, we were
go.
really working it earlier.
I just heard about this shit called a rainbow kiss.
What's that?
We don't have time.
I think I've.
We don't have time, and it's the nastiest shit I've ever heard of. But the kids are doing it now.
Come on, tell me what is it?
I can't do
Well,
it.
it'll be a great way to end.
You'll just have to. They need to look it up
I'll look it. I'll Google it afterwards.
right now.
Yeah, let me see it real quick, dude.
Okay,
I want to see what a rainbow. Could you give me a rainbow kiss?
it's a new thing for the kids.
Images, please. No, don't actually. Don't show. Oh.
Yeah, just heard about that. This is what the kids are doing.
A supposed sex act in which a man and woman who is menstruating simultaneously perform oral sex on each other.
69.
Followed by a kiss where the couples mix a semen and period blood in their mouth. Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's what the kids are doing.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
That's so fucking nasty.
And there's another one called a snowball kiss or something like that, where she just like hawk tuas in your mouth after.
Is this supposed to like, then I think after you like, if you do a rainbow kiss, you do, I will give it to you if you want to be like, yo, I'm non-binary. I'll be like, yeah, you earned it, bro. You have transcended all of sexuality.
Like, that's way past either of the spectrums that we got, for
Yeah.
sure.
I will call them like Zer. If you do a rainbow kiss,
Zer?
I'll be like, yes, Zer. I fully respect you.
That's wonderful. Do I tell them where to find me and stuff?
Yeah, dude, plug all your
Okay,
shit.
so Mr. Nate Jackson on Instagram and TikTok, and Nate Jackson Comedy on YouTube. And so on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, we release 2 clips a day of stand-up or crowd work or whatever, but 2 clips a day. Something will tickle your fancy. And then once a month at my club, I do an 8-camera shoot called the Crowd Work Joint, where I only do crowd work for an hour. It started off, it was just a challenge.
That's awesome.
Well, now there's like 14 of them. I've been doing them all year long, and they cumulatively have like 15 million views or something.
Fuck.
Like they're going psycho.
Well, dude, that's how whenever people like, like hear someone, I always just pop up the Instagram, watch the first clip, and I watch yours. I'm like, damn, that's hilarious. And I was like, yeah, right away.
Thank
I always
you.
do that. I'm like, hilarious.
Thank you. But I mean, I'm just glad that like I get to show that I'm gifted in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you can go viral for anything you put online, essentially. And I'm glad I'm not just like online every week wearing a wig or something.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
No,
so glad it's
they're
for
very
stand-up.
funny. They're very fucking
Thank
funny.
you. But yeah, so on YouTube is where that experience is. So, and I'm on tour right now. It's called the Super Funny World Tour, and I'm rolling, and it's going really good. So for 2023 in clubs, I sold more tickets than any other comic in America. And then for,
Damn.
name them, I beat them.
Damn.
I did 17 shows in 1 week in Chicago and broke the record.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a lot. And then, so 2024, transitioning to theaters has been awesome. And so we'll see what happens next and where that's going and stuff. But I just want the people to tap in.
Sick, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, man.
Hell
yeah.
We should do something together.
Let's go.
You know
Let's
what I'm
do it.
saying?
Let me try my hand at crowd work. I'm terrible at crowd work. I alienate the crowd.
I don't do crowd work on the road. I'll do some.
You're saying like a show.
Yeah, let's do the show. We each do a chunk of time, and that's the show.
Let's do it. That'd be
Salt and
sick.
pepper.
Let's do it, dude. I'm down, dude. I can't wait.
Right.
That's a fucking deal, dude. Bro, appreciate you. Thanks for doing the do. I feel evil selling that stuff, dude. I really do.
I'm wired. I went from like yawning to like, let's fucking play Parcheesi. Yo. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you, man.